Hi everyone, I'm Ben Woolston. I'm an assistant professor of chemical engineering at Northeastern University. My lab is a metabolic engineering lab, so we develop engineered microbes to produce the fuels, chemicals, and materials we need for our modern lifestyles, but from sustainable resources. What makes our work really unique is that we work a lot with non-model, weird and wacky microbes that most people aren't familiar with. We also very often work with multiple microbes working together in the same reactor as opposed to just a single species. So in this project, we're really interested in how do we produce materials starting from carbon dioxide, an ultimate waste resource. And what we realized starting this work is that there's no one organism that is really great both at fixing CO2 and making products. So what we decided to do was put two microbes together and split that load between them. What's sort of weird and wacky is one of the microbes in this process is one of the oldest microbes known to man, arguably one of the first things that evolved on the planet. It has a really efficient pathway for converting CO2 into acetic acid.
And what's it called?
Good question. So the class of microbes we use, they're called acetogenic microbes, and the one we use particular is Clostridium ljungdahlii. So this is an organism that is not really traditionally used in bioprocessing. Most people think about E. coli or yeast. This is a member of the Clostridia. They're often thought of as human pathogens, but they're actually really helpful in biotechnology as well. So what's kind of really different about what we're doing is these types of microbes are really sensitive to oxygen. A little bit of in the regular atmosphere, they would not be able to survive. So people typically grow them in really controlled reactors where they get rid of all the oxygen. What we're doing is we introduce a second microbe into the system that actually is responsible for scavenging the oxygen that's around and allowing these strict anaerobes to grow without having to do any kind of treatment to the reactor. And so we can just grow these in normal reactors. Earlier this year, we got a $900,000 NSF award to study this, specifically to study the metabolic interactions between the two microbes in the system, and to learn more about how the presence of each microbe allows them to deal with the specific environment that they're in with respect to how much oxygen is there. So in my lab, we've done really good work on the proof of concept. We've shown that we can grow these two microbes together. We've shown that the Clostridium can fix CO2 into acetate. We've shown the second microbe can take that acetate and then make it into the products that we care about. What we really want to do now is start to think about how do we scale this up. So we're looking for additional funding to think more about the engineering design of this. So how do we build reactors? How do we make sure things are stable over time? That would be really transformative to actually taking this to the point where we could commercialize this. The key thing is that as an academic, it is fairly straightforward for us to find the money to do really basic research into this. To find money to take us to the next step commercially is much more difficult. And so we're really looking for partners that could help us make that transition to go up in technology readiness level to the point that a larger corporation would want to pick this up or even license it from us. So we really care about sustainability, right? So most of the products that are made by engineered microbes right now are made from corn, sugar derived from corn, right? So it actually turns out about 40% of the corn in the US that is planted goes to making this kind of stuff instead of feeding people, right? And as the population grows, this is really going to be a problem. So ultimately what we want to do is stop using corn to make these things and actually make this directly with CO2. So the actual impact to people is instead of all these things you use in your modern lifestyle coming either from petrochemicals or coming from corn, they'll be coming directly from from CO2 and then green energy. We're mostly right now focused on kind of intermediate platform chemicals. So things that you as a consumer wouldn't use directly, but the companies that are selling you are formulating and converting into the things that you need. These things in packaging, fuels for jet fuel and these types of things.